What's up, guys? It's Talia. Welcome back to my channel. Today is Wednesday, right? Is it Wednesday? No, I take that back. It is Thursday, August the 20th. Today I am back for another Flosstube. It's only been a couple weeks. I told y'all I would try to be back in 2 weeks, so yeah, here I am. And I have a little bit of progress on things. I'm excited because I met a goal on one of my Lipgo projects, and it was the one that was called for this month. One of the ones that was called for this month. And I'm really excited that I met my goal on that, because that means I am done with it for the year. We're done with it for now. Unless I just want to pick it back up for whatever. It is currently like after 9, I think, in the morning. I have been up since about 5 a.m. Couldn't go back to sleep. And luckily I don't have to be at work until later this afternoon. So I'm been kind of starting to feel the pull to kind of rest my eyes a little bit more. So I thought I would go ahead and get this video knocked out. So, it's not going to be nearly as long as it was last week. So I know you'll be glad for that, right? So I have a little bit of progress on a few things, and I have a little bit of haul. Not much. Some of it is kind of stitchy, and a couple of things are like stitchy. But all in all, I probably won't be able to buy a whole lot going forward, just so you guys know. But one of the things that I bought, I was enabled to buy. And I fully blame Pam and Steph for this. So, sorry, not sorry. But, let's get on with it. I'm not going to do much of an introduction today, because I ain't trying to do all that today. Pre-video sip. Yes, it's 9 in the morning. I've already had a full cup of coffee. And just for the video's sake, because I knew I was going to need something to drink, I didn't want to pour another cup of coffee, knowing that I kind of wanted to go back to sleep again. So we have a Code Red Mountain Dew today. Yes, I'm one of those weird people that likes Code Red. Comment down below if you also like Code Red Mountain Dew, because people think I'm weird for liking Code Red. So, what have I been working on? Well, I can say that I worked on things that I said I was going to work on. So let's start with the Smith sampler that I was working on last time. And I said that I was going to work on it, and I have a goal on Lipgo for 2,020 stitches for the year. Well, I exceeded that goal. I did a total of 2,073 stitches since August the 1st. So I will insert a picture of where it was at last time you saw it. This is what the full thing looks like. There's not a lot of people working on this one, which I like. I like that fact. And truth be known, if that new Joan Elliott Halloween sampler wasn't blowing up on Flosstube right now, I would totally be doing that. But that turns me off, is that a lot of people are working on it. Well, that a lot of people have bought it. So, you want to see what the Smith sampler looks like now? Don't get too excited. I completed a band. This is what it looks like now. This whole band is complete. When I first started this, I had a bird. I had the wood in the branch. I think I may have had like one leaf over here. I had these two top flowers here on the plants, and I have these couple of hearts right here. That's all I had when I first started on August 1st. So this whole band is done. I was this close, y'all. I was this close to go ahead and moving down to the band down underneath it. Has a big house in the middle. I just about, if I had kept working on this, if I had decided, okay, if it hadn't been for Lipgo and me meeting my goal on that, then I probably would have kept going on this one and just moved down to the house. But I'm going to be strong, and I'm putting it away. So that's where it's at now. Isn't that, that's just so gorgeous to me. I love this. I love the dark greens and the reds. So, this is on a 40 count Picture This Plus. Couldn't tell you which color it is. Part of me wants to say Bramble, but I know that's not right. If I go, I'm gonna look when I get done with this video, and if I find out what colorway this is, then I will put it on the screen somewhere. So, but it's like has a pinky beige kind of, you know, anyway, it's a 40 count Picture This Plus. So that is getting put away for now. Smith Sampler is done completely in Gloriana's, Dinky Dyes, and Classic Colorworks Bell Swa Silk. Out of those three, I have to be honest, out of those three, the Dinky Dyes is probably my least favorite to work with, just out of those three, just saying. Just because they're not twisted as tightly as the other two, so it twists up in a weird way. That's just me. Anyway, moving on. Not saying anything bad about Dinky Dye silks. I love my Dinky Dye silks, but like I said, just out of those three silks, that one is the least favorite, and that red is the Dinky Dyes. And there's two medallions at the top, like in the top corners of that row, and those are also done in another color of Dinky Dye silks, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm not hating, just saying. So the next thing that I worked on, and this is still on my Q-snap. I'm not taking it off my Q-snap because it's going to be a pain to get back on there because I'm still working in that same little small area. I did finally pull out Stained Glass Ariel. And this is from MagicStitching on Etsy. But I have, in recent months, discovered that this is a interpretation of a design by a popular designer who does stained glass inspired artwork, namely Mandy Manzano. There is a cross-stitch pattern of Mandy Manzano's actual work, which is endorsed, not endorsed, but approved and licensed by Mandy Manzano on Etsy. You can find it. I will put that real quickly up here with what the original one looks like. This is an interpretation. I did not realize that until earlier this year. So, just putting that out there. That's the one I'm working on. I don't mind working on it. It's still pretty. It's still bright and colorful. It's probably a lot more bright than Mandy Manzano's version is. But I don't know. I have told Mandy about it, and I don't know if she's checked into it or not. But I did let her know, and I got a response back a couple months later. I did get a response back, you know, just thanking me for letting her know about it. And so that being said, that's the one I'm working on. It's by MagicStitching on Etsy, if it's still available. I will put a picture here of where it was at last time you saw it. I'm going to show you a piece of the project because that's where I'm working at. As you can see, this is like where her hair is and her tail comes down right here. I have been working on the blue in this area. I did all of this not all of it, but I think I had it up to about here. But I did all of this $9.95 here in this section. I just finished the $9.96 here, filling that in. So all of that section is done. So, and then as you can see, I started filling in that $9.96 there. That's all down here, and then you start getting into a couple other colors, a couple other blues down here. So, I took this with me to get my car, my oil change and everything last week. And I pulled this out because I knew going in that I was going to be there for a while. I didn't have an appointment, and it was kind of a spur of the moment. It's like, I'm going to go get my oil change today. I have a day off. I'm going to go get my oil change today. So I had to get my oil changed, my tires rotated. And I went to the Nissan dealership. And they sent me the guy working on the car, they've got this thing now where they'll send you a video of like your little inspection. And so they were showing me that my rear brake pads needed to be changed. And there was a lot of corrosion on my battery terminals, which I don't go up under my hood that much. So there was a lot of corrosion on my battery terminal. So I had to have my negative terminal replaced. So after the oil change and tire rotation, they decided last minute to tell me about these other repairs that were going to be needed. So it said it's going to be about another hour. I had already been there for about 2 or 2.5 hours. So I already knew going in that I was going to be there for a while. So, I took my stitching with me. So, but I only worked on this for maybe about an hour while I was there because, I realized there was a phone call that I needed to make and I needed to try to get in touch with somebody. Because my mom has been asking to go and pick up my stepdad's gun out of evidence from the sheriff's department. And, which is fine. It's not like they're going to turn over the bullets or anything. So it's just a gun. And she just wanted it because it was his. And so I also had the next day off. So I had to make a few phone calls to the detective and make sure that the next day was going to be okay for us to come pick it up. So that's why I only worked on this for about an hour. And when I first got there, the waiting room was full of like 5 other guys. And they slowly kind of dissipated. And so I didn't work on it for very long then. But I've been kind of stitching a little bit on it here and there, here at home. Like in the evenings and stuff. Because it's easy. It's 16 count. Oh yeah. This is a 16 count Ada. It's the fabrics by LJ. I think the color is like Sunlight or something like that. As you can see, it's bright yellow. And it's actually showing up pretty good today. Because the light is good. So. But yeah, I was feeling a tad bit conspicuous. And I made that post while I was sitting there at the dealership that, you know, I don't often stitch outside my house, and I'm stitching at the dealership, and I feel a little bit conspicuous because there's a waiting room full of guys. I was still getting comments on that post yesterday, last night. So I just wanted to go out and say it's like 200 and something reactions on that post, and then probably like 50 or 60 comments on it at this point. I just want to say I'm not at the dealership anymore. Okay, you don't have to keep commenting, but thank you anyway for your support. Thank you everybody for your support on that. But I'm self-conscious like that. You know, I'm over here stitching while everybody else is on their phones or reading or whatever. And I'm the only one over here being a woman and stitching. Nobody looked at me sideways or anything, but still, in my brain, I was feeling a bit self-conscious about it, but I got a little progress on it, so all's good, right? So that is the stained glass Ariel. Now I do have it on my Lipgo that I want to finish that this year. Well, obviously taking a hiatus from stitching for like 3 or 4 months, that didn't happen. So, that's not going to happen at this point. But I'm still going to try to work on it. I want to at least adjust my goal to getting the top half done. Maybe I can do that. I don't know. I've still got a few months, right? So the next other thing that I worked on is the last thing that I worked on. I can't remember if I showed this or if I mentioned it in my last video, but I did decide to go ahead and pull out my Susanna Rainbow sampler. This is the whole sampler, but as you can see, this is a printout of the page of part 1. But part 1 is this box of text right here. I tried to start it that way when I first started it. I don't think I put it in the right position because it was a little bit lower than I think it should have been. So I ripped it out and I restarted it. And I'm actually starting on part 3, which is the border, like these flower around the edges. That's part 3. So, and I'm still kind of up here in this corner. I haven't gotten very far. So let me show you. I did a little bit on it. That's where it's at right now. Since I showed this last time, I finished off the bird body. Oh, I couldn't show you what it was at last time. But again, I finished off the bird's body. I did some more of the green, the vine here. I brought out this kind of darker green. And then the most obvious change is the red. There's actually 2 colors of red in these flowers. I only did the one. And that is with variegated. So, I do like how this is turning out. I like how it's looking very rustic. This is just on a 28 count MCG even weave. And I think it's antique. Antique white, yeah. 28 count even weave, MCG, antique white. But I do like how it's looking. But I haven't gotten very far on it. So, and I left the thread hanging because this was the edge of my Q-snap where I had this on my 11-inch Q-snap, and the edge was over here, and I didn't feel like tying it off just yet. So I left this dark green thread hanging. And I'm kind of doing my own colorway on this one, my own conversion on this one. I'm just using the closest that I had to the called for colors, which is actually the suggested colors are wools, I think. Let me double check here. Yeah, the called for colors are actually Weeks Dye Works Appleton's Cruel Wool Alternatives, linked in parentheses. Weeks Dye Works. So I'm subbing out for the closest colors to what's called for. So that is where that one is at now. This one we'll put away again for another day. I don't know if you can see it, but there's some kind of little teeny tiny winged thing flying around me. And if you're interested in the Susanna Rainbow sampler, it is in the, let's see if I can find it. It starts in the February 2017 issue of Just Cross Stitch. It's in the February, April, and June issues of 2017. So, if you're interested in that particular pattern. So, that's all I've worked on these last few weeks, last couple of weeks. Plans as far as what I think I'm going to be working on next. I feel like I want to bring out the Ann Barson sampler and work on that. That's another Lipgo project. But I also kind of want to work on the Historic Countries Mystery sampler. Yeah. Because that's another one that's on 40 count, and I really getting that pull toward 40 count right now. But I am also going to keep trying to work on Ariel if I can. Other than that, it's anybody's guess what exactly is going to get pulled out and worked on. So I guess you'll find out in a couple weeks. So, sorry, I'm just over here playing with my pant leg for some reason. So that's all the whips. The only other thing I have to talk about is haul. And this should go pretty quickly, hopefully. Crinkle, crinkle. The first thing that's like the most Stitchy related is going to be Pam and Steph's fault. Mainly Steph's. Because they talk about a Facebook page and a fabric dyer named Brandy, and the Facebook page is Be Stitch Me, and how they have every couple of weeks Brandy will have a what's known as a, and I'm going to try to get this out without getting tongue-tied. Every couple of weeks, or every 2 or 3 weeks, Brandy will have what's known as a Friday night fight night. On a Friday night. And basically, she dyes all this fabric, and she posts up a picture of each and every single piece of fabric that she dyes, and it's a lot at one time, which is why this doesn't happen every week. It's going to be 100 pieces of fabric. I hadn't counted, but it's a lot. And you comment, me please, on whichever pieces of fabric you would like to purchase. The fun thing about this Friday night fight night is that the way Steph explained it is that what a lot of people will do, and what you can do, is comment on everything that you like. And then later on, when things have kind of settled down a little bit, you can go back and delete your comment. If you're the first one, I mean, you can go back and delete your comment whether or not you're the first one or not. But you can go back and delete your comment if you've changed your mind on a piece of fabric. Because on Sunday, when Brandy starts invoicing people, whoever is the first top commenter on that picture is the one that will get invoiced for that fabric. I hope that makes sense. Maybe Steph explains it a little bit better. I don't remember. But anyway, there was one piece of, I got 2 pieces of fabric. I'm going to put that out there. I got 2 pieces of fabric and the Friday Night Fight Night a couple weeks ago. And there was one. I didn't comment on a lot of fabrics because I was trying to be a little choosy. Just in case I did get picked. And I also came into this 10 minutes after she posted. And so a lot of them were already claimed. Like Me Please, and then even second person claimed. So I knew at that point I had no chance. But, so I think I commented on maybe like 4 or 5 or 6 pieces, something like that. And I wasn't even the first one. When I actually commented on these pieces of fabric, I wasn't even the top first commenter. I was like second commenter on some of them. And so one of the ones that I got, I knew I got because Stephanie commented on it. She was the first commenter on it. And then I commented Me Please next. So she came back later on, I think later that night or the next day. And she replied to my comment, you know, Talia, it's all yours. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. So Stephanie deleted her comment, so that left me as being the top first choice comment. So that one I knew that I got. And that one, that particular piece of fabric, is a 40 count opal linen in I guess the name is Undine. Beautiful blue color. And this is not going to show up right, but it's a beautiful blue color. It's a fat quarter, give or take. But yeah, really pretty colors. These are like a denim and light pale teal colors. Very pretty. So, and you can see the sparkle. Yeah, it's opal. I don't think I have any 40 count opals. At least I didn't. Now I do. So, really pretty fabric. Just as beautiful in person as it was in the picture. So I got that one. 40 count Undine. I thought it was really pretty. So I gotta figure out what to put on that. And then the next one, I didn't realize I had won until I received the invoice, and there was not one, but 2 pieces of fabric on it. So I had to go back. I'm like, what else did I win? So I went back and I looked at the ones that I had commented on. And the other one that I won, or that I won the opportunity to purchase it, was another 40 count opal linen in Vanilla Latte. And this is beautiful, like yellowy tan color. I was worried that it was going to be too yellowy because I'm not crazy about yellow. It's like, that's my least favorite color. But this is really pale. And this one's actually showing up not so bad. So it's a really pale yellow color. And it's opal. It's another opal. So, really pretty fabric. It's really soft. It's really nice. So, that may be another person that I purchase again from if the funds ever become available. So, that's the only like directly stitchy thing that I have in haul. When I left the auto shop that day, last week, I stopped by Hobby Lobby and picked up a couple of things. One of the things being a pack of Sharpies, which You don't need to see a pack of Sharpies. The other thing I picked up was some felt. And I use this felt, I cut it up, and I use these between the clamps on my Q-snaps. So these will get cut up. So I have a donut with a little bit of bear and a kitty. Had to have it. So I got that one. Got this one, just like a paint splatter one. And these are like a thicker, like stiffer kind, which I actually like these better. And I got another piece of this because I have a set somewhere. I don't know where they went to, but I have another set in this particular design. So that one, and then I got a cute little mermaid one. And then I also picked up a couple of basic ones. These are good for like the 8-inch Q-snaps and stuff. So just a light blue, like a light, and this is not showing up right, like a light blue, and then there's a light aqua green. So I got those. Those are going to be, like I said, I'm going to cut those up. A couple of them will get cut up for 11-inch Q-snap, and a couple of them will get cut up for the 8-inch. And what it is, I'll kind of explain this. What it is, what I do, is basically for the 11-inch, it's really simple. I will take this sheet, I will cut that in half, and then I will cut that in half as well. So I have 4 of pieces about this size. And then with the 8-inch ones, I fold it in half this way. And then I will get a couple of, what I do is I fold it in half like this, right? I'm trying to do this here. I'll fold it in half this way, and then I will cut it again this way. So they're getting cut in 1/4 like that. So these are a couple of, they'll be a little bit wider, but that's what I do. That's how I do that. Because right now the only thing I can find are some off-white ones that are in that these solid color ones. I have an off-white one that's this color, and then there's a light purple one in this kind. I can only find the 2 sets of off-white ones, and then the one shorter set for my 8-inch Q-snap that's in the light purple. I don't know where the rest of them have gone. And yes, I've even looked in my stitching bags that I used to take with me back and forth to work. I don't know where they are. So I just went and bought a new belt. And then lastly, next day when I went to take my mom to the sheriff's department, we left out, and I was thinking we were going to go straight there, but I had called the guy, or I had called the evidence place, whatever, the sheriff's department, and she said that the technician was at lunch at that time, had just gone to lunch like a few minutes before. So I'm like, okay, what time is she going to be back? So we had roughly about an hour to an hour and a half to kill. So we went to McDonald's and just got a little something to eat because I was hungry and I needed food. And then we went a block down the road to Dollar General. And if you're not in the States, Dollar General is a discount store. They're not quite like your 99-cent dollar stores. They are a discount store, but you still get cheap items there. And we were walking along, and I saw this sitting just in a random place. And I don't know why the first thought to hit me was retreat bag. I don't know why, but that's what I thought. And as you can see from the tag, it was only $8. This is a plastic vinyl tote bag. It has the gusset on the bottom, pretty good size. And it's see-through. It has the strap and the zipper. And it is see-through, like you can see. But it's, I thought it would make a good retreat bag if I ever went to a retreat, or if I need to take, like going on a trip or something, and I wanted to take a few projects with me, stitching wise. I thought it would be a good bag to take my stuff in. So, it has a big handle, the big shoulder strap, so I can do that kind of thing. So, found this. I just thought I had to have it just in a random place. So that is what I got. I did get other things at Dollar General, but nothing that I could use for stitching. So that's it. That's all I have for you guys today. Nothing new in the life updates. Nothing new much with diamond painting. When I do get done with this video, I am going to spend a little time diamond painting on the one that I got from my mom. Because I haven't worked on it in a while. And when I did last work on it, I literally only worked on it for maybe about an hour just to get a feel for the diamond painting, because it was a new company that I had never ordered from, and it's supposed to be one of the best companies on AliExpress. So I agree with that. It is really good quality diamond painting. So I'm happy. But I also haven't spent any time doing any diamond painting at all in the last couple weeks. So, that's it for me today, guys. I'm sorry it's so short. Like I said, the only plans that I know of right now is I am pulling towards bringing out the Ambarson. Yeah, the Ambarson sampler by Plum Street, and finishing that, or at least working on it. And like I said, I also have a mind to pull out that mystery sampler. I don't think I have it nearby. Do I? No, I don't know where it's at right now. I don't know. It's the it's like a mystery sampler that was in the one of those magazines that doesn't get produced anymore. Oh, speaking of magazines that don't get produced anymore, I did read last week that the parent company that produces multiple magazines and stuff like that, who is the parent company of Cross Stitch Gold, and I think it's Cross Stitch Crazy. I know it's Cross Stitch Gold was one of them, because I took special interest in that one, because I did subscribe to Cross Stitch Gold up until recently, and I guess even if I had a subscription right now, it would be running out. It would be ceasing to exist. So, but they are shutting their doors, and there's going to be no more Cross Stitch Gold or Cross Stitch Crazy. So that's sad. And, I hate it for the British, the UK people, because I know y'all don't want to pay for our Just Cross Stitch subscriptions to be sent over there. That only leaves one magazine, I think, which is, I don't even remember the name of the magazine, because I never really got the UK magazines. But yeah, I feel bad, because y'all are losing not one but two cross-stitch books, plus a scrapbooking, a paper crafting magazine as well. Because I know there's a lot of people that do the paper crafting and stuff like that. That's one of their other titles that are not going to be produced anymore. So, I did just think of one last thing that I need to mention. And that is, I've been on Flosstube for 5 years. 5 years. My first video, I went back and looked. My first video was posted on August the 17th, 2015. Can you believe it? It doesn't feel like that long. But I am gonna do a giveaway. I am gonna get some things together, and I will do a giveaway for my 5-year Flosstube anniversary, and hopefully by the next time I come back for another update, I will have that giveaway for you, but not in this episode. I do also want to come back and do a separate video, and what I thought would be a good treat for you guys is to show you guys not only my finishes over the last 5 years, but show you some of the patterns and the books that I have in my stash. Kind of a Stitchy memory episode. So be on the lookout for that. I don't know when that's going to come. I might try to do it next week. We'll see. If I don't do it today, I don't know. I might try to do it next week, because I don't think I'm going to be able to do it today. But yeah. So be on the lookout for that. I can't believe I've been on Flosstube for 5 years. And yeah. So that is going to wrap up this video. And I still feel like I've talked for a long time. And I thank you guys for being with me along this journey over the last 5 years. And I appreciate each and every one of you. And yeah. So I'm going to get out of here. I'm terrible at goodbyes. God. I'm going to get out of here, but I will see you guys again soon. And until I do, be good. Bye.